If your first instinct is to tell everyone about your new business idea, don't. There are hidden consequences to this that nobody talks about. And as a business builder myself, I have seen firsthand exactly how this early excitement often ruins your chances of success. So in this video, I want to show you the hidden costs of talking about your business too early, especially if you're building on top of a full-time job. Most beginner business advice tells you to put yourself out there to get clients and make money. But if you are doing this on top of a job and want to keep receiving your paycheck, that advice can get you fired. Because when you start something new and your colleagues find out about it, they get curious but also a bit confused. They may start asking questions and bring it up in conversations where it doesn't belong. And not everyone likes the idea of you putting yourself out there and creating new options for yourself. It can make people feel insufficient or jealous, and that is especially true if they are not happy or confident about where they are in life. With colleagues, you don't know them well enough to trust them, and just like you didn't choose them, they did not choose you. So you need to avoid saying things that may cause problems for you down the road. Because the dangerous thing about colleagues is that they have access to your boss and other higher-ups at your company. And if they know that you are doing other things on the side, they will start looking more closely. Most employment contracts have rules about how you're allowed to make money outside of your job. And you don't want people with power to start questioning your future and interest in relation to the firm. And now you may wonder, why would my boss care about what I do in my free time? Well, because you're creating opportunities elsewhere, and also because your business may be a conflict of interest in relation to your job. Most companies want employees who are committed to the firm, and you running something else is showing the opposite. My employment contract used to be my biggest problem when I was running a business on the side, and I have a separate video on these employment rules, which allows you to filter your employment contract through the most common problems, which will help you run your business without risking your job when you're still depending on it. You'll find the link in the description below. But even if you have considered the written rules of your job, there are still unwritten rules that you need to think about to avoid getting in trouble. Because if you're open about running something on the side, people will wonder how much of this that's affecting your work. When you're expected to work overtime and you say no, they will think it's because of the business. And over time, they will make their own conclusions about you and start treating you differently when it comes to promotions and salary conversations. So if you want to keep your job while building your business, you need to think differently about putting yourself out there. The question of how you do this depends on your specific situation, and mistakes can get costly here. So be careful and keep in mind that you can always reach out to me if you want to talk more about this. We can filter your business idea through your situation together. You'll find the link in the description below. But the tension of running a business on top of a job doesn't stop at the workplace. It also creeps into your private life, especially when it comes to friends and family. Your job has given you a certain place in your social circle. Being a lawyer, doctor, or investment banker tells people that you're smart and successful, and most of us enjoy that. We tend to surround ourselves with people who have done similar things as us, and when you all hang out together, you're also indirectly confirming each other's life choices. But when you start standing out and spend time and money on something your friends can't make sense of, or secretly wish that they had the courage or discipline to do, and at the same time start saying no to spending time with them, things will start to crack. Most people take you distancing yourself personally and feel rejected. But the hard truth is that if you're building something on the side, it requires a lot of time and focus. And with a full-time job on top, you can't prioritize your business and a rich social life at the same time. So as your goals start to shift, you may lose some friends along the way. Starting a business is a great way to find out who really supports you. And it doesn't just create friction with friends, it affects your relationship with family too. I never told my parents that I was building a business because I didn't want their opinion on it, but eventually they found out on their own. And in today's digital world, that is usually what happens. When you are doing something new on the side and other people see that, they may first think of it as a hobby, and you may also let them because you're not sure where you're going with this. But the more time and effort you put in, the more serious it gets. So your family may start asking more questions, like how much money are you making? How is this affecting your job? Why are you not available on weekends anymore? And in most cases, they don't really get what you do or how any of it works. So they picture you struggling and failing, and you never have time for them, and they worry about you. And without realizing it, their fears may start clinging on to you as well. Because even if you are an adult, you're so used to asking your parents and taking their advice in all other areas of life. And it's hard to stand up for yourself and trust that you, with the experience that you're gaining in your business, actually know better than the people around you. But beyond uncomfortable conversations, there is an even deeper cost, and it's how all of this quietly shapes your business without you even noticing. Because when you are doing your marketing, which is a key part for being able to run the business and not something you should be taking lightly, you think you're doing it to get attention from potential clients. But before you hit post, you have already questioned what you wrote and the video you made 10 times. Because you are also thinking about how your colleagues, your boss, and your family would react if they saw it. And you find yourself spending hours censoring and rewriting yourself. And every time you keep watering down your message. And this is exactly the problem with telling people. Marketing requires you to be specific. You have to say exactly who you help, what problem you solve, and how you stand out from everyone else. But when you are hedging every claim, worry about being too much, or keep your niche vague to avoid disapproval from certain people, you don't stand out to anyone. And over time, you lose clients, revenue, and growth. People who don't understand what you're doing should not get a vote in how your business operates. Instead, you should give that space to people who understand what you're trying to achieve and are a few steps ahead, but still close enough to the problem to be able to help you. And if this is something you would like my help with, you can book a call with me below. You'll find the link in the description. The scary thing about this is that most of us don't think that we're affected by the people around us, and no one is making us insecure on purpose. Your colleagues aren't deliberately trying to hold you back, and your family isn't deliberately trying to make your life harder. Oftentimes, they don't even know that they are influencing us, and it's up to us as business owners to ensure that we are not absorbing their worries and focus on what's taking us and our businesses forward. But you may wonder, if I don't talk about my business, how am I gonna get clients? And you may think that telling people is what you need to do to get those first clients. But the thing is that you don't need to talk to everyone about your business, you only need to talk to the right people. And it's exactly why talking to friends, family, and colleagues will not grow your business. In most cases, these people are not your ideal clients. If they buy, they may do it for the wrong reasons, which also affects how they see the value and how they give you feedback. You want people who go into business with you because they want what you're selling, not because they feel pressured to support you. Working with family can get messy, and if they don't see the value, they may haggle or be sloppy about paying you. And it affects your relationship with them too. It's easy for other people with zero stakes in your business to give casual advice without consequences, but you need to put yourself first and protect your business from perspectives that aren't growing it. The only person who will be absorbing the cost of a watered-down business is you. And it's your responsibility to avoid negative influence. Because when you're the one who keeps second-guessing what to post, who to serve, and what to charge, you're the one losing progress because you are busy catering to the opinions of people who aren't taking you any closer to your goals. And the biggest part of this trap is that it stays invisible to most of us. People think that they need to make more money to leave their jobs, to go all in on themselves, but what if the job and the environment they're in is exactly what's preventing them from making enough money in their businesses to do any of this? This is exactly why building on the side needs to be done strategically with careful consideration of your specific constraints and with the help of someone who has already done it. And the first step towards that is to watch this video to understand exactly what your employment contract says and get clear on what you can do on the side without getting fired. See you there.